come clean. Who's the real enemy? Who is it?
Absolutely everyone, Aaron. Surprise! The entire world is the enemy. Welcome back everyone, and welcome to my new weekly breakdown video for anime watchers and manga readers alike. The final season kicks off with a bang. Oh, so many bangs. Anime watchers all over be like, where are we? And that is absolutely understandable, because when I read the chapter I didn't know what the hell is going on. I remember I've been constantly looking for Mikasa, but that will take some time. Meanwhile, there are new characters to meet, a new conflict to understand, new places and countries, and of course, a new world history that has been hidden from us for 3 seasons. And let's not forget a surprising anime-only appearance of one very dashing horse. Yes. The conflict is one of the most important things in this season, so I will clarify and expand on a lot of things that were not mentioned in the anime. So if you are an anime only and you feel a bit lost, don't worry, you're in the right place. Just join me every week as I cover the final season. I'll be using information from the manga. Every video you will get to know the story better and in a much deeper way, using the manga but with zero spoilers. That way you will get all the information from the manga, but only up to the point of the current week's episode. Also, each week I will post a poll in my Facebook group. I will let you ask questions and I will answer everything in this chapter review. And yes, I am that horse from Facebook, the admin of Attack on Titan Universe. Welcome Facebook friends! So please, visit my Facebook and other social medias to keep informed about everything Attack on Titan. In this video, I will also address the most asked questions from members of my group. So all of this and much more are coming up right now. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and to give this video a little like if you enjoyed. So MAPPA finally showed us what they can do, and on a personal note, I absolutely loved every minute of it. Sure, there are a few CGI moments, but honestly, I was way too excited seeing my boy Reiner coming back, so I didn't notice or even cared about the animation, which, by the way, in my opinion, was unique and very fitting to what I've expected it to be. And if it looks different and weird, that is excellent, because this last season will also be very different from the first 3. And just to ease your mind, this season will have a lot of titans, and I mean a lot, much more than any other season, so any studio would have used CGI to handle this. Our luck is that MAPPA is known for great CGI, so it is a perfect fit seeing them handling the last season of Attack on Titan. Speaking about this season being different, take a look at these crazy new openings that set Twitter on fire. Indeed, a very militaristic atmosphere, as it should, and the song does take a little bit of time getting used to. But by now, I really like it. But the closing theme Shock by Yuko Ando is what's being played constantly in my home. I absolutely in love with this new ending, and let me know if you want me to do a short breakdown video to the new theme songs. But for now, let's drop into the battlefield like a giant monkey. Let's talk about this episode, The Other Side of the Ocean, that covered chapter 91 and 92 in the manga. As a soldier myself, I really appreciated that opening. Falco is in shock, so he doesn't hear the battle around him. We can absolutely feel the intensity all around. First, we get to meet Falco and his big brother, Colt. Next, we get to meet our new group of young cadets, Gabi, Falco, Udo, and Zofia, the candidates of the warrior unit, and Colt as their squad leader. Just to refresh your memory, this is the same warrior unit Zeke was enlisted into before he turned against Grisha and Dina. Also coming from the same unit, Reiner, Bert, Annie, and Dead Marcel. We are witnessing the new generation of Titan shifters being cultivated. Colt is the next in line to inherit the Beast Titan, and someone else is really on fire to get that sweet Armor Titan. But why do they have to be replaced? Because the 13 years duration of the Beast and the Armored are getting to an end soon. Also, if you ask yourself what is the difference between the soldiers, the young ones are the candidates for Titans, like Zeke was. Only young children are accepted. They all wear the yellow Eldian armband. These are the rest of the warriors. They are used at war at any capacity Marley decides. They don't have any say in the matter. They wear the regular Eldian armband as Grisha did. And Titan shifters wear the honorary red Eldian armband. Also introducing Theo Magath, in charge of the entire unit. For comparison only, his job title and rank are equivalent to our Erwin Smith. Next, we have an anime original scene of Falco losing his mind for a minute. I loved it, because they made it more natural to get you up to speed with the story, while in the manga, it felt a bit forced in my opinion. So where and when are we? Welcome to Fort Slava, year 854. And no, this is not Marley. First, it is important to explain that the people of Paradise are actually falling behind technologically. That is because the world outside developed in the 100 years the wall stood still. Basically, the Marley calendar is very different from the one inside the walls, but in order to keep everything simple, I will be using the calendar of the walls to not confuse anyone. So to clarify, you've all seen the scouts looking at the ocean and now we are in year 854. Now let's take a look at the world map of Attack on Titan, which the only thing you need to know for now is that it is upside down. Yes, this is Paradise Island, where our story took place until now. This is Marley. This is the Middle Eastern Federation. And, most likely, this is where Fort Slava is located and where this war is taking place. But what are we even fighting about? Let's explore. The current war. In the year 845, Marley sent 4 titans to Paradise Island. This is how our story started. Outside of Paradise, the fact that Marley had fewer titans made other nations take advantage and move against Marley. This only escalated when Zeke and Reiner returned after losing the colossal and female titans. The warriors losing their battle in Paradise is what instigated this 4 years war. A war that will come to an end after capturing Fort Slava, because Fort Slava is the only way to attack the naval fleet. So why don't attack them with ships? That is actually why Udo is so upset. It seems that Marley's power mostly relies on their titans. While other nations progressed technologically, Marley did not. And the titans and Eldians are now her main card against the other nations' weapons. This also sets the new tone about the Age of Titans coming to an end, which in turn will lead to more developments that we will cover later this season. But in order to completely understand this fight, we have to travel back and understand the history of the world. So why does the world hate Eldians so much? This is what you need to know for now. Almost 1800 years ago, Ymir, the ancestor of all Eldians, made a contract with the devil of all Earth and got the power of the Titans. Although, according to Eren Kruger, she came in contact with the source of all living beings. So just like in our world, you can see different versions of the past, and that will just keep on happening in our story. According to history, after getting the power of the Titans, Ymir helped Eldia rise tremendously, and when she died 13 years later, her soul divided into 9 different Titans, passing them along every 13 years, with the founding Titan always remaining inside the royal bloodline of the Fritz family. The Eldian nation then grew strong and proud, and they started taking over the world using the power of the Titans, hitting mostly the nation of Marley. That went on for years, and the entire world suffered for that. But that stopped with the 145th monarch of Eldia, Karl Fritz. According to history, Karl Fritz felt ashamed in the history of Eldia, so he decided to move to Paradise Island with a selected few of royal family and even people who were not Eldians. The moment the king left was a turning point for Eldia, and the remaining 8 houses holding Titans got into a huge civil war between them. This event is called the Great Titan War. The remaining Marleyans took advantage of the chaos in Eldia to start a rebellion. And in the end, they got hold of 7 of the Titans of Eldia, with the founding Titan now in Paradise and the attack Titan location still unknown. And while King Fritz built the walls, Marley took control over the remains of old Eldia and subjugated all of her people, placing them in internment zones. This actually happened around the world and not only on Marley. This is the reason the world hates Eldians so much, because they are considered to be monsters. And that is also the reason why Eldians on Marley hate Paradise Island, because of the king that left Eldia. That is also why Bertolt referred to Armin as having the blood of devils, because the people of Paradise are simply referred to as the devils of the island. What makes them the most hated people in the entire world, even more than regular Eldians. This is a lot of hate. Here we see Gabi refers to her group as the good Eldians, in opposed to the devils of the island. Gabi is being extremely motivated and devoted to Marley, which is her home after all. And like we said, she will do anything to be the next in line to eat Reiner and to get the power of the Armored. The situation is pretty much awful, and Colt asks Magath for the support of the Cart and Jaw Titans. You can see by the cold response how the Eldians are treated. It is more reasonable for Marley to send 800 men to their certain death than to use one of their Titans. Next, we have another original anime scene. For once, the anime is more gruesome than the manga, introducing a suicide bomber squad. That thing was done in our world, and it was extremely inhumane. So the anime again brings us more into the fight, letting us see the reactions and fear all around. That shows you again how Marley is dependent on their titans in war, and losing even one will be devastating for them. If you ask yourself what happens to the soldiers that do stay alive, we will talk about that, because it's pretty horrible. Just looking at them breaks your heart. They are absolutely terrified. And they should be. But thank God Gabby is here to offer herself instead of the rest of the 800, and she even made a fun little bomb. This comes to show you the tenacity of Gabby and how sure she is of herself. And again, I love how the anime makes sure to show this. Even before she goes, she asks permission to take off her armband. Talk about the absolute lack of freedom. I wonder what Eren would say about that. Lucky for Gabby, the Middle Eastern soldiers are not so happy to shoot at an unarmed child. Big mistake. Train goes boom. Now for Gabby's freedom run. Falco is awesome, and he tries to save her, although she clearly doesn't want to be saved. Kinda reminds you of the opposite of Mikasa and Eren. Okay, that is where I personally screamed, Galliard to the rescue. Meet the Sunflower Titan, or Lion Titan. Meet Galliard Porco, the Jaw Titan. Look how this thing moves, CGI or not CGI, that was absolutely incredible. Finally, we see this Titan's speed and power that we couldn't see in the manga, and take a good look at his jaws and nails. More on that later this season. Letting the jaws handle things on the ground, we go to the air, where Reiner and Zeke are approaching the fort. The armored train is destroyed and it's time to rain some Titans on the battlefield. Look at all those miserable Titan looking Eldians. So who are they? Remember the terrified soldiers from before? So, the ones that do stay alive and cannot fight anymore because of mental breakdowns are literally used as weapons, while criminals are sent to Paradise to live as Titans. What a horrible and inhumane way to go. Oh, and what's that? The 800 Eldians are sent into battle anyway. Did we say Eldians are expendable? Now we see how much. Good thing at least they have the Jaw Titan battling alongside them. And again, this Titan is a war machine, breaking down rails and destroying the infantry. Next, meet the Cart Titan. And I mean the weaponized version. Such an awesome addition to the battlefield. And just wait and see who is the Titan shifter in charge of it. Next, we see how kind is Falco by trying to help an enemy wounded soldier. If you are wondering what is this international law, we have it in our world as well. It states that a proper medical assistance should be given to every wounded soldier and prisoner, regardless of their side in the conflict. And I'm happy to see that this law is in effect in Attack on Titan as well. That makes it so much more realistic. Gabby, of course, is not impressed, and she sees everything Falco does as a way to win the Armored Titan. You can already see the difference between Gabby and the other cadets. Remember when I said everyone hates Eldians? Well, even the injured soldier doesn't want Eldians to even touch him, and Udo translating him just shows us how wide this conflict really is. But how does Udo even speaks a different language? Remember I said that the Eldian internment zones are not only in Marley? So yeah, that's the first sign, and we will talk more about that in later videos. And with that, we come to the highlight of this episode, at least for me, because I'm such a huge Reiner fan, and actually, after seeing the comments on my Facebook group, I think Reiner got himself a whole new army of fans. Now, for the good part, the Scream. So yeah, Zeke's Scream turns Eldians into Titans. Well, not exactly, but that is an issue for more advanced videos. I will say that you all saw the effect of the Scream. Remember the people of Ragako Village? So yeah, it's basically the same, only now it's from the air and obviously much more devastating. The Titan bombs destroy the surface, some die on impact, while others just run around being Titans, eating people. I do appreciate that we got much more Titans than we got in the manga. So yeah, thank you CGI, you made this possible. The soldiers get to witness firsthand the terror of the Titans, and again we get to hear about the horror Marley went through with them as well. Another wall. I'm sick and tired of walls. My boy Reiner gets into the action, having a serious trauma from walls, and who could blame him? Beautiful transformation animation, and we get our Armor Titan, now with a matching hairstyle. Remember how tough it was for the scouts to stop Reiner? Now take a look how a single bullet just breaks his arm off. The Armored is not so armored anymore. Reiner needing an extra shield is one depressing sight. But again, this shows us the difference in technology between Paradis and the rest of the world, and why the Titan powers are not enough anymore. One very bad move from Reiner, but luckily a great save from Galliard. Get ready for Titanfall. Monkey drops into the battle zone. War is a horrible thing. Yes Zeke, we all know. Now do you remember the devastating pitching abilities of the beast? Too bad for him, the Navy anticipated this and waited to shoot just as he pitches. At the last moment our favorite shield took the hit. It will take a lot more to take down Reiner. First, you need to beat this guy. Another single pitch brings destruction to the entire enemy fleet, which made the Middle Eastern Federation to sign a peace treaty with Marley. And now Marley are ready for the next step. I wonder what that will be. And with that, our amazing episode ends alongside the beautiful ending theme. Oh boy, I am excited just to write this review. I love this episode and thank you Mappa for a job well done. What did you think about it? Are you excited about what's coming next? Let me know in the comments. Let me remind you that I will be here every week covering the season and helping you understand the world of Attack on Titan better. So don't forget to visit my Facebook page and other social medias to take part in my videos. And also, subscribe for more Attack on Titan in your life. As always, it was a pleasure having you all with me today, my Titan loving friends, and I will meet you all here real soon after the next episode. But until then, don't forget to dedicate your hearts to humanity inside and outside the walls.